This morning, the wrestling world got a couple pieces of news coming from different companies, coming from different places in the wrestling world. One has to do with Mercedes Mone, aka Sasha Banks, and the other one has to do with The Rock. Let's get into those stories right now on What's Good in Wrestling. What's going on, guys? It's your buddy, it's your pal, it's Andrew Pillick, again, stealing this from my boy Scott Stanford. Hopefully, I gotta talk to Scott Stanford. I'd love to have him on this channel, but hopefully you guys are doing great today. We're talking a little bit about Mercedes Mone. We're going to also talk about The Rock in a news style video. So if you guys like this type of thing, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the roster. I'd love to have you guys over here on What's Good in Wrestling. I know so many people who watch these videos aren't subscribed. It would do a lot for me, even if you just like the video. So let's waste no more time. Let's stop talking about me and let's talk about the real winners, the real superstars here. Let's go. So I want to get into the Mercedes Mone stuff first because it's kind of set the wrestling world a little bit on fire on social media, because there's some interesting things being said by her that maybe some AEW fans or even wrestling fans are turned the wrong way. Now, I will say, I am a fan of Sasha Banks. I do like Mercedes Mone. I think that she's done incredible. She's a Hall of Famer. If she ends up back in the WWE eventually, which that's kind of the point of what we're going to talk about, I do think she'll eventually be in the Hall of Fame. She's had a great career so far, and it's only going to get better. But some wrestling fans are kind of upset with what she's recently said in an interview. So I'm going to pull up right now what she said in a recent interview. And, you know, like I said, some people are not really happy about it. So she said, something told me I needed to do this and stand up for myself. And she's speaking on the situation of walking out from the WWE. It was a very hard decision because wrestling in WWE has been my whole life. And by the way, she was very emotional talking about this. She went on to say it was the hardest decision she's ever made in her life, but the proudest. You know, again, talking about when she walked out with those women's world titles with Trinity, aka Naomi. So I just know that everybody acted like they were in the room or worked there or were backstage or knew what happened or knew what was said. But all I know is that I handled it like a CEO, like the boss that I am. With my head held up high, and I can't say anything or nothing but amazing things to the WWE. I'm so thankful for the career they gave me, the fans they gave me, the life they gave me, the dreams they gave me. And again, these are all really nice things, and I do believe that she loved the WWE and she loved performing there. But it's the next little bit that she talks about that stirred everybody a little bit crazy, and it set the world on fire. She basically went on to say that she'll eventually end up back in the WWE one day, and I kind of looked at that and I thought, damn, she is about to have a show named after her called Big Business in AEW. Like, she's gonna be debuting there. It's in Boston. She's going to AEW. If Tony Khan is reading a quote like this, what is he thinking? Like, okay, like, we got you on here for however long her contract is going to be. Does that mean once this is up, you're basically guaranteed to go back to the WWE? And I also want to just defend her a little bit here. She didn't say that it's a guarantee that she's going back to the WWE. She just said that she might eventually go back there. You know, everybody says, like, yeah, you know, I might go back there. You leave a job. If you like the job, you're like, yeah, you know, who knows? Or a relationship. Sometimes people are like, yeah, you know, we broke up, but who knows down the line? It's kind of a nice way of her saying that the door is not closed, which we'll have to find out if that's the case. But saying this while she hasn't even debuted for the new company yet is a little bit risky, and I find it a little bit troubling probably for Tony Khan reading something like this. I'm honestly interested to know what he thinks, but again, Sasha is just saying that the door is not closed and that she's gonna have fun doing what she's doing now. She also did say that she found a home. She feels like she found a real home right now in wrestling, and that's obviously her referring to AEW. So she's saying some good things. She's talking well about every company. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I think that a lot of people did speak about her departure from the WWE, and they weren't in the room. They didn't know what happened. But her saying this, it made everything a little bit interesting today. So thank you, Sasha, or Mercedes Mone, for making some wrestling news a little bit more interesting today. But we'll have to see where this goes. I think that everything in AEW is going to be fine, and who knows, down the line, she'll probably end up back in the WWE, and I honestly do believe that. The next bit of news has to do with the WWE side of thing, and that's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's recently come back, who was supposed to have a match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania in a Bloodline versus Bloodline match for that undisputed WWE Championship, but now is stepping to the side because the "We Want Cody" movement took over. There's going to be a tag team match between Seth and Cody versus Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, presumably on night 1. But now there's talk that The Rock might be scheduled for more than one match in the WWE in 2024. Now, we do know that he's taken over the TKO board, or being a big part of the TKO board. So he's back involved with the WWE, and that's very good for wrestling fans. Everybody wants The Rock involved in some capacity, maybe not taking over a main event from the biggest star in the company, but coming back to be a part of the company that he was a part of building and making into one of the biggest things in the history of television. So with that being said, it looks like the WWE is pushing for The Rock to have a match in Saudi Arabia. Some people are saying that there's going to be the show in Saudi before the AEW Double or Nothing program. So there might be some competition there, and maybe WWE wants to have that Rock versus Roman match there, because of course the Bloodline always has their little bits of implosion and those fights, and we've already seen those little implications of Rock versus Roman even when they're still on the same side, with Roman stopping The Rock from doing his catchphrase and waiting till he acknowledged him. There's gonna be some friction, there's gonna be some turmoil, as I'm sure their family and The Rock and Roman do eventually want to see them face off against each other, whether it's for a title or not. So we're likely going to see The Rock in another match, and of course they're going to do it in Saudi Arabia because that's big money. So my question to you guys is, are we going to see The Rock again in another match in 2024, or do you think that The Rock is going to have this tag match, move away for a little bit, and then see what happens? Because I think eventually Rock and Roman will probably have a match at WrestleMania against each other, whether a belt is involved or not, like I said. But if there was a second best for them, it's more than likely on one of the Saudi shows, because it's going to be big, it's going to make a lot of money. So I want you guys to comment down below and let me know what you guys think about that. So like I said, if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video, it does help a lot, and subscribe if you want to be a part of the roster here on What's Good in Wrestling. Thank you so much for watching. That was news on Mercedes Mone, aka Sasha Banks, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, make sure to stick around here on What's Good in Wrestling. I'm Andrew. I'll see you guys next time.